What's going on, guys? Almost with you. Mm. Yeah, guys, so what's going on? My name is Alayton, the Saint God, and this is Simply Put Tense. And on this channel, we talk about some of the best and worst fragrances on the market today. My goal, as always, is to help you smell your best, but never ordinary. And there we go. Sorry about that. I'm here recording live, as always, from the one and only Bergdorf Goodman. Pow. And I have some really cool fragrances to share with you today. Some things that you will not be hearing about for another bunch of weeks from now. Um, One is going to be the awesome Terre D'Hermes Parfum Intense by Hermès, which is about to release April, and the new Blanche Absolu by Byredo. I'm also wanting to share with you all a couple of other fragrances, but we'll talk about that also. Fragrances that are either about to release or literally are a couple of hours old in terms of releasing. So thank you so much for coming through, guys. It is an absolute pleasure, and I'm really appreciative of your loyalty and your awesomeness for coming through and checking out Simply Put Sense today. So yeah, I want to get into it, guys. So I want to show you my screen. I want to show you guys what the new fragrance Terre d'Hermes Eau de Parfum Intense looks like, and then I want to go into it. I don't have the bottle. The counter manager cannot share Terre d'Hermes Parfum Intense bottle with me to show you all because they would get in issues because of the fact that the fragrance is literally a month away from being released. So I can't really promote it too much just yet, but I will definitely be showing you the bottle. But I can show you what the bottle looks like. Let me show you my screen. So guys, this is the fragrance Terre d'Hermes Eau de Parfum Intense. I thought Parfum Intense, but Eau de Parfum Intense. And this perfume has a really interesting vibe to it. It has the iconic H on the bottom of the Terre d'Hermes bottle, as well as this really interesting brown-like feature on the edges. And here's a picture of the bottle and how it looks. So even though I don't have this bottle in person because restrictions and all, I do have it on skin. I've been wearing it for the last 2 hours, so I could definitely give you an overview of what I'm experiencing and what to expect. And I have to say, I am into it. This is a very niche experience. I will be honest with you. And that's one of the main reasons why I'm such a fan of Hermès. When you buy Hermès perfumes, you are wearing fragrances that have a level of sophistication, a level of quality that you don't typically find in designer fragrances in 2025. Designer perfumes have gone in the world of body spray. Most designer fragrances smell like they belong in a shampoo bottle, a body spray bottle, something like you'd smell in a drugstore product. That's what a lot of designer fragrances smell like at the moment. Things that you would find in the aisles of a drugstore, in the scent of a product that you would use for hygiene, and that's not a bad thing or a great, I have my issues with it. I have to be completely honest, but it is what it is. But one of the things that I love about Hermès is that with Hermès, you get fragrances that absolutely come across way more expensive than they cost. And that's one of the reasons why Hermès is one of my favorite designer brands, along with, as I always say, Comme des Garçons and Galants. So I've been wearing Terre d'Hermes Eau de Parfum Intense on skin for about 2 hours now. And I am really excited to share with you my thoughts. I will just say This and the Parfum version will likely be my favorite fragrances from this line of Terre D'Hermes. I feel like the very intense version of Terre, I wasn't a huge fan of. I have to be honest. I was not a huge fan of that at all. I think it leaned way too much into the vetiver, and I think it shied away from the citruses that I loved about the original and the Parfum version. I think the Parfum version is my ultimate favorite of Terre d'Hermes, including this version. But this has to be my second favorite version of Terre d'Hermes without question. I always felt like the original Parfum just takes it out. Like there's nothing in like the Terre d'Hermes line. I feel like the Parfum version is everything. But also the Eau Très Fraîche, the new Givray are excellent, excellent fresh versions of Terre d'Hermes. But this, whew, let me get into this, guys. First of all, what's going on, Jerry L? If you know, you know. I hope you're doing well too. Thank you so much for coming through. Eric Lee, I appreciate you as well. You just blind bought Terre d'Hermes just now. Are you talking about this version, bro? Yes, you hear me now, Omar. So sorry, I had to do a couple of things. And yes, K Wiggins, how you doing, bro? Good to see you. H24 EDT is underrated and beautiful. OG Vray is amazing. Christine Nigel is killing it. What's going on, G-Man? Howdy, bro. And I agree with you, Omar. I do feel like OG Vray is insanely amazing and absolutely amazing. I do love the H24 EDT. I also enjoy the Parfum version. The Herbes Vive version of H24 is also great. I think all three versions of H24 are modern, interesting, and very, very well created, crafted perfumes by Christine Nagel. Christine Nagel has been getting a lot of love and a lot of hate. And I can understand that. You know, some are misses, some are hits. I do feel like she has absolutely destroyed the Twilly line. I'm not a huge fan of the Twilly collection, but that's for ladies. Not the biggest fan of the Citron, the blue citron or the dark citron. I forgot which one. Not the biggest fan of that. Love the way it smelled, but it doesn't last but like 2-3 hours on me. So not the biggest fan of that, although I do love the scent enough that 2-3 hours is not that big of a deal. I can always take it with me. You know, I'm at the point where now I'm not really hating on perfumes for a short longevity on skin if it smells awesome. Some fragrances that are on that level of 3 to 4 hours, sometimes they're just not going to smell as good if they were 7-8 hours. So sometimes you have to just kind of settle for a lighter fragrance with the scent that you love. That's just the way it goes. But yeah, what do I think about this fragrance? So first of all, when you spray the new Terre d'Hermes Eau de Parfum Intense, you're going to be greeted by the most intense coffee note. The note of coffee in this fragrance is extremely pronounced, especially in the beginning. And that's fascinating to me because usually when a fragrance has like a bottom note that obvious in the top of the scent, that dissipates in a sense, because the coffee, when I first sprayed it, was a lot more intense than the coffee is on my skin 2 hours later. Now, it's definitely reminding me of the Terre d'Hermes I know, you know. But this fragrance is relying a lot less on the citruses, the earthy, kind of like soil-soaked citrus that you're used to, and it's replacing it with that coffee note. I'm really, really interested in this fragrance. I find it very, very unique, very, very interesting. In the world of designer fragrances, this is verging on niche territory. Now, had that coffee note stayed as prominent in the opening as in the dry down as it did in the opening, I would absolutely consider this my favorite Terre d'Hermes without question. But the coffee is taking a backseat, and the vetiver and the options and the scent style that we know is starting to really, really reclaim space. And I do appreciate it, and I think it smells absolutely amazing. Like, this is a really beautiful, kind of like dark a darker version, the darkest version of Terre d'Hermes, if I were to say. And I'm a fan. I feel like this fragrance is definitely, again, more on the niche side. Um, and let's see, what is in this perfume? Uh, so I'm curious to know of the notes in Terre d'Hermes. And, ah, so raw materials, bergamot, burning woods, intense lava stone. Hmm, interesting. This 100 ml bottle is going to be 160 for the 3.38 ounce bottle. And for the half size, let's see how much this is going to be. Around 125. So amazing price point, I have to say. The fragrance is just really, really good. So this fragrance features bergamot, black pepper, coffee, licorice, lava rock, and woody notes. A lot of people are going to find this an acquired taste, not something that's, I think a lot of people, I don't know if this is going to be a commercial success, only because of the fact that this fragrance does not come across like friendly. It's more challenging. I don't feel like this perfume is going to be like a compliment beast. It's a very dark, spicier take on Terre d'Hermes. It's replacing the orange that that Terre d'Hermes is known for with bergamot. Totally different experience, but with the woodier dry down that we know. And of course, there's definitely vetiver in this fragrance. Unfortunately, it's not listed. I really like the opening a lot more than I like the dry down, but I do like the dry down. But I think that opening was so like, whoa, like what the heck is going on? Terre d'Hermes with a ton of coffee. Very, very interesting, very unique. And this smells like it will stay on my skin for another few hours. Like this does not feel like it's relenting or going away. So I really, really do appreciate this new Terre d'Hermes by Hermès. I'm a huge fan of the line of Terre d'Hermes. So I was hoping that this would be a fragrance that I would be into. I do love it. But am I probably going to buy this? I don't know. I really don't know. I almost feel like when buying a bunch of flankers, like, so I own Terre d'Hermes Eau Givre. I own Terre d'Hermes Eau Très Fraîche. I own the original Terre d'Hermes. I own Terre d'Hermes Parfum. The only ones I didn't get were the Vetiver Intense. And I might not get this either, only because how many iterations of Terre d'Hermes do I really need if I have the 4 that I have? Maybe I don't need this version. Owning it is just extra, and I don't really need extra in my stage in my journey. I own so many fragrances that this would absolutely not fill any gaps. And I'm thinking like a collector, not a hoarder at this point. I'm not trying to add frivolous options that I just like. I think this is definitely lovable for me. This is definitely in the style of scent that I'm attracted to. But if I own 4 other versions of Terre d'Hermes, which essentially drives down to where this goes, do I need this for that coffee explosion in the opening? Probably not. If I didn't have Terre d'Hermes, if I didn't have 4 versions of that scent, I would easily buy this though. I would easily buy this. I'm just saying. The only reason why this is not getting in the bag is because I already have so many Terre d'Hermes and they all essentially dry down in the same way, you know? That earthy green vetiver, pretty much. But I really like this. It's very smooth. Very, very smooth. If I did not own Terre d'Hermes, I would easily get this fragrance, guys. I just think this scent is really on point. Oh, I love Hermès. I really do. Hermès can get my money every time, every time, every time. Now, the next fragrance I want to show to you, I actually have in my hand. And guys, this is the new Blanche Absolu. Guys, Byredo is making absolus of all of their top fragrances, including what just already released, Mojave Ghost. They're going to be doing a Gypsy Water Absolu. They're going to be doing a Bal d'Afrique Absolu. They're going to be doing a so Gypsy Water, Mojave Ghost, Blanche, Bal d'Afrique, and I believe Rose of No Man's Land. Those are going to be the 5 absolus that are all coming out this year. This is the second absolu they've released, and you'll always know because of that cracked wooden cap. And Blanche, guys, all of the reasons why you liked Blanche before has just gotten much more intense in this version. The reasons that you love Blanche, if you were a fan, I just want to let you know, guys, if you've never smelled Blanche before, Blanche is all about out of the shower freshness. It's like one of those clean, soapier fragrances that you wear that doesn't come across like a drugstore aisle perfume, that doesn't come across like it belongs in a shampoo bottle or a deodorant or a room spray or air freshener. Doesn't smell like something I would imagine in a drugstore. This is clean but elevated. The original Blanche, clean and elevated. The issue, however, with a lot of Byredo fragrances are they're much more suited for people who appreciate their scent to be on the lighter side. And that's one of the main reasons why a lot of people love Blanche, and they'll buy like a bunch, they'll buy it all the time and just keep wearing it out until they need a new bottle. But this version of Blanche is intense. It definitely takes the original style of Blanche and just makes it a lot more robust, a lot thicker, a lot deeper, a lot heavier. And when you take a soapy fragrance and you make it more robust, more deep, you would think, oh, that's not going to be a freshie anymore. Well, wrong. Blanche Absolu is insane. Now, I have to say, guys, I've been wearing a bunch of fragrances on me today. When I tell y'all a bunch, I'm not joking. I'm not even, it's not even, oof. Oh man. So this smells amazing. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yes, Cheryl. And yes, what's up, Cheryl? How you doing? And what's up, Jason? Yeah. Wow. 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 Yes, guys. Let's go. Yes, guys. Yes. Jason, does this get the lady? You tell me. Yes, guys. Blanche Absolu absolutely gets the lady. This fragrance is just next level. I love Blanche, bro, and ladies. I love Blanche. Let me show you guys. So they're offering Blanche overseas. It's not available in the US currently. However, I do want you guys to see my screen real quick. So, oof. Oh my God, I love this perfume, guys. This fragrance features aldehydes, black pepper, neroli, heart notes, peony, violet, base notes, musk, and sandalwood. This smells exactly like Byredo. Like, this smells like a Byredo fragrance. This smells extremely, extremely beautiful. It's minimalist while being complex at the same time. This is really, really much better in terms of projection and performance. Blanche, when I wear this Absolute version, this lasts on me around 6 hours. The original Blanche gets to around 3 to 4 on me. So this almost laps the original Blanche in terms of performance. I love the aldehydes, the way it's used with the pepper and the neroli in this fragrance. The spice in this perfume is just enough to add elegance and to add interest without making it too spicy. I don't consider this a spicy scent, regardless of the black pepper. And usually black pepper is a harsh spice in perfumes. But it just adds such a beautiful elegance to this scent. I'm actually shocked that they didn't use pink pepper as opposed to black pepper, but the way this comes out, I'm into it. So there's violet in this perfume, but the violet in the scent doesn't have an overly, the violet in Blanche Absolu doesn't remind me of pickles or pickle juice, which a lot of violet fragrances can offer. Like Santal 33 has a huge, huge violet component in that sandalwood scent. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of people, when they smell it, they think pickle juice, pickles, dill, you know, basically pickles. It's not the most attractive when you really smell that. Like when you smell that, sometimes it's hard to get it out your head. Luckily, the violet in Blanche is Blanche Absolu. It's not overdone with pickle violet. I don't get a pickle at all, which I'm into. That sounded crazy, but you know what I'm trying to say. Damn. Go off. Go off, Byredo. Blanche is not coming out until I believe later in March. Or is it coming? Oh no, I believe it comes out in the first week. I don't remember. It's coming out in March though. And I believe this is going to do damage. This might even outpace and outsell Mojave Ghost Absolu. Because Mojave Ghost Absolu is a great fragrance, but it's very sweet. And I also feel like it's uber pretty. So a lot of men might not be into Mojave Ghost Absolu, as a lot of men wore the original Mojave Ghost because it was not as sweet. It was very, very, very fresh, woody vibes. But I do feel like men and women can equally wear Blanche. It doesn't smell pretty. It smells just really clean, kind of interesting, edgy almost for a clean fragrance. I just really dig this. Man, I'm just gonna wear this. I've been wearing a few things, so I'm layering at this point, but I'm getting into this one, so it's getting on me. And that's right, I'll overspray. Don't ever forget the hats, guys. Back of the neck also. Right now, I'm smelling like a cloud in the sky, guys, on a nice sunny day. Killing it. Killing it. I also love the fact that this aldehydic forward fragrance doesn't come across like laundry. It's not sweet at all. So I feel like Blanche Absolu can easily be like your summer night, your summer day, your spring night. This is going to be dark enough for evenings and fresh enough and clean enough for day use. So a very versatile freshie, if I were to say. And I'm a fan of this perfume. Blanche Absolu by the one and only Byredo, killing it with the awesome fragrances that they've been launching lately. These Absolus are absolutely insane, and I'm a fan of what they're doing. I have not smelled an Absolu I didn't like, I gotta tell you. So you heard it here first, guys. No one is going to be talking about this fragrance for a number of weeks. Even the free bottle brigade is not going to be on to this one yet. I don't even know if Byredo sends free bottles. I'm sure they do. Well, we're getting into it before all of those free bottle folks get them. So, Byredo's Blanche, insanity. Get your noses on this, guys. It's not going to be a limited edition. All of these Absolus are going to be mainstays in the collection, and I'm glad for that. Another cool thing I'm hearing about Byredo, all of their extrays, all of the more expensive, oh shoot, all of their expensive options that are in their 50 ml bottles, all of those are going to go up to 75 ml. So a little bit of Byredo news. Let me just share this with you. And I know I shouldn't even be like, but it is breaking news. So let's go. So yeah, guys. So they're going to be making 75 mils instead of 50 mils of their extrays. They're also going to be discontinuing a couple of them, and I believe Ren de Nuit is getting the axe, and as well as Tobacco Mandarin. So if you are a fan of Tobacco Mandarin or Ren de Nuit, those two options, I would definitely get a backup bottle before they are gone, because they will be getting the axe. And it makes sense. So Byredo creates so many awesome new fragrances that they have to kind of make room and get rid of things that no one is focusing on. Unfortunately, the fragrances that will become more discontinued are the fragrances that are the more interesting options. And that's the sad part. The public typically doesn't have the ability to know when a unique fragrance is special, because everyone wants to smell nice as opposed to interesting. That's the masses. The masses prefer to smell nice. The masses don't want to smell interesting. That's just not a vibe. So unfortunately, when brands are discontinuing fragrances, they're going to be discontinuing the ones that fragrance nerds like us are likely going to be fans of. And that's unfortunate, and that's messed up. And that's annoying to me, to be honest with you. Like when Byredo erased pulp, like how do you get rid of pulp? Like, I get it. It's not the most commercial fragrance, but it's an amazing citrus. It's an amazing fig. It's brilliant. And it was one of the fragrances that I feel like the fragrance community fell in love with first. When Byredo first started dropping perfumes, pulp was like the darling in the fragrance community. Before things became uber commercial, and before people were getting free bottles, and before, perfume brands had like budgets to give, money to people to talk about them. Like, honestly, pulp was just absolutely destroying people in the fragrance community, left and right. I saw so many videos about how awesome pulp was, and when I smelled it, I agreed, because I love fig fragrances. So when I found out that Byredo was getting rid of pulp, I was like, damn. You know what I mean? It was disappointing, But that's what happens, guys, when the public, when brands react to public opinion about their releases. They typically discontinue the cool things, the interesting things, the artistic and artisanal options. So that's a shame. However, as I mentioned, they're getting rid of Tobacco Mandarin, and they're getting rid of Ren de Nuit. So if you love those two options, definitely get your bottles as soon as you can. But yeah, again, Blanche Absolu, an amazing fragrance, something that I think you all will absolutely like if you get your nose on this. Men and women will easily be able to wear this, especially if you like freshies, that are not sweet. Oof, I'm saying. Sorry. The next fragrance that I wanted to talk to you all about. So I wanted to talk to you all about a fragrance that just launched in Bergdorf's. It's a perfume by an amazing brand called Saint Rose. Hold on. Thoughts on Maison Francis Kurkdjian's Aqua Media. So I do enjoy Aqua Media Dominique. I really find it to be a beautiful, clean fragrance, a very clean tea-forward scent, if you will. I think it's a green tea that fragrance accentuates. I think it's brilliant. I think it's awesome. I also think it's very light. So if light fragrances is not your thing, you might not be into it. But again, I don't care if it's light if I love the scent. Again, certain fragrances that are on the light side would not be attractive if they were heavier or stronger. So that fragrance is beautiful in its composition. And if I would buy that fragrance, I would just take it with me in a vial. And again, get vials like these, guys. Get vials like this. You can get these on Amazon. Literally, for 60 of these will be shipped to you for 13 bucks. You can get these on Amazon. 2 ml sprayers with glass. So if you have a fragrance like Aqua Media and you kind of wished it would last longer and you don't want to lug your bottle around, spray it in this, put it in your pocket, refresh your scent as you need to. I don't knock fragrances because they're light any longer. I just feel like that's, you know, we don't need to be beast mode every moment of our experience in fragrance. You know, certain fragrances are meant for what they're meant for. I just, yeah. So, Aqua Media is excellent in my opinion. If you like a tea scent that's done right, I would consider it. But again, I would take it with me, just saying. So yeah, that was that question. So I wanted to talk to you all about this one. This is a fragrance called Out of the Blue by a brand called Saint Rose. I've been talking about this brand in the past. I mentioned Saint Rose because I really like this line. So Saint Rose dropped this perfume in 2024. We just received it in Bergdorf a few days ago. And this perfume is excellent, guys. I need to do like my favorite chocolate fragrances in Bergdorf Goodman, because this would easily be in that list. And I'm going to give you the note breakdown of this fragrance. No one is talking about it. It's not all over Instagram and TikTok. But if you like chocolate, you've got to know about this scent. If you like vanilla, you've got to know about this fragrance. I think it's excellent. I think it's probably one of the best fragrances they made after, I really love French Poetry. I really love Gypsy Cowboy. Let's see. Juliet in White is pretty nice. Grand Larceny is pretty nice. I also like Terre Rouge, but Gypsy Cowboy is one of the best fragrances this brand has made. And after Gypsy Cowboy and French Poetry, well, between French Poetry and this, I think there's a toss-up. But my favorite fragrance from Saint Rose is definitely Gypsy Cowboy. And the reason why I love that fragrance is it's a very unique green fragrance that doesn't smell like anything I've ever smelled. And it reminds me of what niche perfumery was doing about 10, 15 years ago when I first started getting into fragrance and smelled really interesting perfumes from the niche world that weren't always trying to be commercial and everyone's best friend. So Gypsy Cowboy, insane fragrance, very, very artisanal, very niche, but not niche in a weird way, niche in a doesn't smell commercial and doesn't smell like everything available type of way. Now this is also a very unique experience from the brand Saint Rose. And one of the reasons why I also love Saint Rose, the fragrances are so well priced. You can purchase Saint Rose perfumes for under $200. And this particular fragrance, Out of the Blue, I thought this fragrance when I saw the name. When I first saw the name, I thought this was going to be a fresh fragrance. You know, the name literally makes you think, oh, this is going to be like a clean aquatic scent. Out of the Blue is like the perfect name for an aquatic perfume. But if you were to consider this fragrance like this is a really interesting out of the blue like scent, it also fits because this fragrance is definitely not expected. So let me show you what my screen looks like. I'll take you to the Saint Rose website because I always find like getting it from the horse's mouth is a lot better than using Fragrantica, unfortunately. But this is a fragrance inspired by 1970s music icons. This provocative scent plays with equal parts rebellious energy and rock star glamour. The famed Oris, with its rich tones and intricate harmonies, is the star ingredient in this composition. Top notes modernize the fragrance with a timeless green and floral clarity, culminating in a base of opulent indulgence. A trio of decadent cacao shell, tonka bean, and vanilla envelop you in a warm, sensual embrace, leaving an addictive impression that you cannot get out of your head. The copy of this is really awesome because all of that does align. This is awesome. This is an amazingly beautiful chocolate vanilla fragrance. The only other chocolate vanilla that I absolutely, well, there's Fève Gourmand by Guerlain. There is Chocoato by Fuegia. But this is beautiful, guys. A highly concentrated fragrance that lasts very long. It sticks to your skin. It clings to your skin. It is on the darker, waxier side. So this might not be the best, almost dropped it. Might not be the best option for like the hottest day in the summer. But if you're looking for a night out fragrance that will not allow you to smell like everyone in the room, I would easily consider this. There is a almost like a chocolate chapstick thing going on in this perfume. And when I say chocolate chapstick, imagine like, it's very, like that's what I liken the scent to because I have that in my head. It's like, you know, a connotation, a connection that I have with scents like that have like a, when I've smelled like chocolate chapsticks that have a sweetness to them, that's what this smells like to me. But much more elevated, much more elevated. I actually feel like calling it like chocolate chapstick is lowering the vibe a lot. But I have to say this is much better, much better. It's an ambery fragrance, obviously, and only $225. It is a 50 ml, but again, this fragrance is around the same price as Sauvage Elixir, and I would easily wear this over that each and every time, you know, each and every time. What's in this perfume? So it has top notes of Vertonic. I do not know what Vertonic is. Maybe I should look it up. It also features tangerine and violet leaf in the opening, but it's not an overdose of citrus in the beginning. Orris is in the heart, and the orris in this fragrance definitely is noticeable. It is very waxy. This is a very waxy, very sensual, sexy experience. But the orris root does offer a waxiness to this fragrance. Some people will pick up a lipstickiness because lipsticks are very waxy. And that's one of the main reasons why I think I liken this to chapstick, because it gives me that waxiness that you get from that, but it's flavored like chocolate and vanilla. So really beautiful. In the heart notes again, orris, carrot heart, geranium, ambrette. Base notes, cacao shell, vanilla bean, tonka, and patchouli, from the horse's mouth, I should say. And it's a clean fragrance. Doesn't have any parabens, sulfates, phthalates, colorants, hormone blockers, disruptors, all of that. None of that is in this fragrance. These are so clean that you can offer them to children, you know. Unlike a lot of dupe fragrances, which I would never spray on my skin, this is safe. And I love the way this smells. And I definitely think you need to try it. If you've never heard of St. Rose, you should know they exist. One of the best niche brands that you can get at a price point that's fair, in my opinion, right now. They're really beautiful. If you're looking for clean beauty fragrances that are easy to wear, but still have an interesting expression and last on skin, definitely consider St. Rose. Out of the Blue is their newest, and it is absolutely doing damage. I love this a lot more than their release before this. So I'm really a fan. I'm really into what they're doing. St. Rose is absolutely beautiful. The fragrance that they came out right before this was called L'été 67, which is their take on like a beachy resort scent. But that was a very heady floral. You have to really love thick, heavy florals to appreciate L'été 67. However, you will absolutely love this if you're a fan of warm, gourmand, vanillas, chocolate. If you're into deep, sexy fragrances, this will do damage. I would easily wear this on a date. I think men and women can equally wear this. And yes, this will not be the most appropriate fragrance to wear in the heat of summer, but I could easily get away with this on a cool evening, on a cool summer night. I wouldn't wear this on any day that's humid though, just saying. So yeah, Out of the Blue, another new fragrance that I wanted to share with you all that is absolutely beautiful, that you must know exists, because A lot of people don't talk about great fragrances these days, guys. A lot of people just talk about what Lattafa made last week. I don't really care what Lattafa made last week. Matter of fact, the less I hear about Lattafa, the better. So yeah. Anyway, next fragrance I wanted to talk to you about that's brand spanking new, literally hours old. It's going to be the fragrance Brown Flowers by Dias and Durga. Yes, guys, Dias and Durga just came out with a new fragrance called Brown Flowers, and this is a very interesting fragrance. Now, I could have grabbed the bottle, but I didn't want to take it off the floor, so I have this like 10 ml, and it is a great, great experience. Brown Flowers. Okay, so actually, I sprayed it on me earlier. This is one of the most interesting florals that Dias and Durga has ever created. It's a dark floral, and I've never smelled anything like it. The thing is, Dias and Durga is really, really blowing my mind with the way they're like dropping things lately. I want you to see my screen real quick. So, this fragrance is called Brown Flowers. It says, aging vials of umber hues, weird brown orchids, coffee flower, and dry jasmine buds littered with faded citrus peels. I love Dias and Durga, guys. I'm going to tell y'all right now. Dias and Durga, again, a beautifully done artisanal house. Sometimes when I smell their fragrances, they bleed into each other. However, this does not smell like anything they've already created. Top notes, Acabia, dried cedrat, Queen Anne's lace. What? Heart notes, brown orchid, coffee flower, jasmine sambac. Base notes, aged musk. How do you age musk? I just don't know. Aged musk, roots, and coffee. Excuse me, guys. I'm noticing that coffee is starting to get in a lot of different fragrances. I wonder if this is going to be a new trend for 2025. Brown Flowers by Dias and Durga is a brilliant, brilliant floral, guys. I gotta say, this is one of my favorite releases from Dias and Durga in a while. I was not the biggest fan of a couple of options that they created before this, but I really like this. I really, really like this. Also, you want to hear something funny, guys? If you want to, let's see. If you scan, I don't know if you guys can catch that, but if you scan that QR code, it'll take you to a playlist for this fragrance. And that's the thing I love about Dias and Durga. They are very, very, very cool. Like, this fragrance brand figures out ways to market their perfumes in a way that's very unique to them. No other brand is doing stuff like that, creating a playlist and music for their fragrances that kind of fits the vibe of the overall scent. It's very Dias and Durga, I have to say. In my opinion, one of the coolest perfume brands in the world of fragrance. A lot of people consider Byredo to be the cool brand, and I could see that. But I also feel like Dias and Durga is also in that world of just really, really cool, modern, edgy, sick. A brand that literally started in Bed-Stuy, in the same neighborhood as Biggie Smalls. They actually made a fragrance called Notorious OUD, but if you ask them about it today, they will never admit to the fact that that fragrance was made with Biggie Smalls in mind. I find that interesting. But anyway, oh man. Yeah, I don't know what it is about this fragrance. I don't find this fragrance lovable. I don't find this fragrance to be commercial. That's probably why I like it. I've never smelled anything like it. And that's what I love about this. This is a floral that men can wear also, guys. You're not smelling pretty with brown flowers on your skin. And sometimes the note, like hearing somebody, like I've never heard of brown flowers, to be honest with you. I know there are brown florals in the world of flowers, but I've never heard of a brand leaning into brown flowers, you know? Like that don't sound pretty, you know? Brown flowers don't sound pretty. Like when I think brown, I don't know. Brown is not the most attractive color to describe perfume, if I were to say. But this is beautiful. It's very, very beautiful. It's very interesting and edgy. And that's one of the reasons why I'm a huge fan of Diez and Durga. They don't make fragrances that smell nice. Everything they do is considerate, thoughtful, and interesting. They rarely do commercial. They don't ever make commercial perfumes. If I were to say there is not one commercial fragrance in the whole line, everything is interesting. Everything. And that's probably why I like them. And they don't conform. They're not trying to chase trends. They added a coffee note in this fragrance, but it's not screaming coffee. It's just adding background noise to a composition that's very unique. It's not overdoing the flowers. I do feel like David Seth is getting better as a perfumer. He's a self-taught perfumer, and that kind of shows up in the Diez and Durga brand because nothing they make comes across expected or done before. That's one brand that people would not be able to dupe well. And that's one of the things I never see. Lattafa doesn't make Diez and Durga dupes. Afnan doesn't make Diez and Durga dupes. I guess there wouldn't be a reason to. They're, again, not a commercial brand. And that's probably one of the reasons why I appreciate Diez and Durga so much. And I own about 10 of their fragrances, or 7 or 8 of them, actually. I love this house. And I consider this. What does this smell like? Let me just say what this smells like, because I haven't really gotten into that, describing the way this smells to me. So it's a dark floral. It definitely, I wonder if the reason why they call it brown flowers is because it's a floral fragrance with a lot of coffee, and coffee's brown. I don't know. Also, it does smell like Diez and Durga. When you smell it, it has the Diez and Durga style that makes you recognize this is a Diez and Durga offering. But this fragrance almost has like a fresh floral element to it with, again, that earthy soil-like character. I almost smell petals and stem in this floral experience. It also has like a really interesting muskiness to it. It almost reminds me of like smelling flowers after it rained. Again, the coffee in this fragrance, which is at the base, doesn't really come across coffee-ish. I'm definitely smelling like the bean of coffee, but it's not over the top. It's not a heavy-handed coffee note. And I think coffee and flowers would be a very interesting experience. So I liked how they dialed that coffee note back a little bit to just give this fragrance some breath for the florals. So some space for the florals, I should say. I find this to be brilliant. I just really like this. The more I smell it, the more I like it. I definitely would own a fragrance like this because there's nothing in my collection that smells like this. If you guys want to smell, or if you want to smell the playlist, if you want to see the playlist, download that code or put your phone to the code and you'll see whatever they're doing. Last time they did something like this, it was fascinating. But anyway, I won't get into it. You never know what you're going to hear when Diez and Durga offers you a QR code to listen to some music. I'm just saying. It's always a party. But yeah. So, brown flowers, excellent fragrance, a beautiful release from Diez and Durga that I think is brilliant. And as I always said to you guys, like, I have a bunch of samples of the new fragrance from Balmain to talk to you all about. It's called Blanc Galaxy, and you're not going to hear about this fragrance for a few weeks either, but this is going to be brilliantly done. This is a very beautiful citrusy scent from the brand Balmain. Balmain, in my opinion, has done a lot of really, really very, very niche artisanal fragrances that remind me of Tom Ford when the Tom Ford line first launched. However, this right here, guys, it's called Blanc Galaxy, White Galaxy. This right here, oh my God. Wait till y'all smell this citrus scent. I love this, guys. Oh man. So I swear, like these fragrances that I shared with you guys today are just, they make me happy. It makes me really, really appreciate perfume, and I love where perfume is going. We are in a renaissance of niche fragrances, in my opinion. Everything ain't worth your time, but there's a lot of fragrances that are, when you know what to look for and what to focus on. And because there are literally 7,000 to 8,000 fragrances released every year at this point now, you need someone to kind of cut through the noise, and I'm hopefully that person for you. This fragrance, by the way, oh my Lord, I cannot wait to get this. I'm getting this. I'm gonna get Blanc Galaxy by Balmain. The fragrance is in a white bottle. I'm gonna see if I can find a picture of this for you, because this is awesome, guys. Blanc Galaxy. Blanc Galaxy. I gotta say, I wonder what's in this. Ooh. Oh, right. There is a picture. Excellent. It's on Fragrantica. So, this is what Blanc Galaxy looks like, guys. It's a citrusy forward fragrance. No one has even done no one's ever talked about it. It has a very unique citrus in this fragrance that's not listed here. That's one of the reasons why I don't like using Fragrantica as a guide for the notes, because there's a major note in this perfume that they're promoting that's not even in this lineup of notes on Fragrantica, which again proves that Fragrantica, when it comes to note breakdowns, is untrustworthy. When you use Fragrantica to talk about notes in a fragrance, typically you will be wrong, because they just I don't know what the hell they're doing. No reviews on this yet. Clearly, this hasn't even been officially released. It's going to be coming out in days, but this new perfume is going to be the most likable fragrance from Balmain they've released so far. This, Rouge, Carbone, those three, absolutely amazing. The rest, also amazing, but a lot more interesting, a lot less easy to like. This one, though, I would be shocked if people hated this perfume. I would be absolutely blown away. But the ingredient in this fragrance that is very unique, that I've never seen in a perfume before or heard about in a fragrance before, is called Buddha's hand. Buddha's hand, guys. Buddha has a hand. I never heard of Buddha's hand fruit, but let me show you what it looks like, guys. This is the main citrus in the new Balmain fragrance about to launch, and do not be surprised if you see a bunch of new perfumes with Buddha's hand citruses in the scent. I don't know if Buddha's hands look like that. I mean, that doesn't look like Buddha's hand. I find that fascinating. Why they call it Buddha's hand, though? But this is so zesty. Oh my gosh, this fragrance smells so real. It literally smells amazing. I am blown away. And it does stay on me for around 4 to 5 hours, so I'm a fan. I wonder if it stays on longer. I have to spray from the bottle. I've been using testers and samples. I love samples, but I prefer to actually spray from the atomizer so I can really, really know what it's doing. But This is a sick fragrance. It's basically considered, it's called a fingered citron. A fingered citron. That sounds absolutely wild. Meanwhile, back at the ranch. Oh no. I want to drink this all day. If you gave me this in a glass, I would sip it slowly and savor it. That's how good this smells, guys. Oh man. Blanc Galaxy is definitely going to come back on this channel because I got to show you guys the bottle. It's beautiful. I want to spray it in person and really, really like fill the room. You know how I do. But Buddha's Hand is the new major note of the year. Let's see if we start hearing and seeing more Buddha's Hand perfumes in the world of fragrance. Okay, now let me get back into this. So, yeah, since the lady is making a nice little comeback, so out of these fragrances, first impressions, let's start with Terre D'Hermes Eau de Parfum Intense. Is that fragrance getting a lady? Yes, sir. Absolutely. Is the new Blanche Absolu getting a lady? Absolutely. On my channel, I either love it or hate it. And if I love it, it's getting a lady. If I hate it, it's getting a womp womp. This is definitely not a womp womp, so let's go. This is getting it too. Hit me off, lady. There you go. And of course, the new Out of the Blue by Saint Rose. A fragrance that is definitely out of the blue and definitely unique and interesting. Is this getting the lady or the womp womp? The lady all day. Come on, girl, let's go. Okay. Is the new Brown Flowers, the weirdest name ever, getting the lady? Oh yes, Brown Flowers is getting her so much too. Let's go. We missed the lady on this channel. I haven't been using her lately, but I definitely need to. Thank you so much for sharing her again, mentioning her so I could remember to add her to the video. And of course, Blanc Galaxy. Blanc Galaxy. It almost has like a gingery citrus thing going on. Oh man. I'm into it. So far, so good. It's getting the lady. I gotta keep wearing these things. But initial first impressions, Blanc Galaxy by Balmain, Blanc Galaxy by Balmain is getting the lady. Let's go. So yeah, guys, I am absolutely impressed with these new releases at Bergdorf Goodman. I am excited about them. I cannot wait to sell them. A few of them, again, are not out. Brown Flowers is available now. And so is Out of the Blue by Saint Rose. Two amazing fragrances that you can purchase with me at Bergdorf Goodman if you're into it. Brown Flowers, I believe, is going to be $220 or $210 in the 50 ml and $300 or $310 in the 100 ml. Absolutely beautiful fragrance. If you're looking to get the new Blanche Absolu, let me know. I will hold a bottle for you. We are having an event at Bergdorf Goodman, and this is something I also wanted to share with you. So let's do a breaking news again for this. Let's go. So I wanted to share with you all that we are going to be doing a Bergdorf Goodman gift card event from March 4th through the March 14th. So it's going to be 10 days. And during that time, it's going to be 15% off of everything depending on the tiers you reach when you purchase things. Usually when there's a gift card event in a store, brands basically force you to come back and redeem a card that you earn when you make purchases. Thankfully, that's not going to be the case for this particular event. And here, let me share with you my screen as well so you all can know about the details. So, starting, oh, wrong details. That's actually completely off. So, we're going to take that off the screen. So, I'll let you know. So, basically, hold on, guys. When you spend a certain amount, you're going to get money off at the register. That's going to be deducted off your price. And I'll let you know exactly what that's going to look like. And I'm really excited because this event is usually where a lot of people get really what they want, you know. And I'm really excited about this. I'm shocked that I put that one out. So let's see. So collections. So basically, guys, I'm gonna let you know what this is going to be. So when you spend $250, you're gonna receive $35 off your total. So when you spend $250, you only pay $215. When you spend $500, you're gonna receive $75 off your total. So when you spend $500, you're only gonna pay $425. When you spend $1,000, you're only gonna pay $850. So this is like a great time to buy options. If you and a bunch of people come together, when you get to when you spend $2,500, you're gonna get $500 off, or 20% off your total. So basically, it starts at 15%, and the higher you go up, it gets to the 20% mark. So it's a great time to get the fragrances you're looking for the spring and summer without paying retail. And this is what I always find interesting when certain people always like to promote, I guess you could say, discounters and dupes. At the end of the day, if you know when to shop for perfumes, you can get fragrances at discount prices at legit sources and official brand, like official stores like Byredo Blanche. So definitely want to let you all know about that. Again, that is happening from March 6th, I should say, through the 14th. But we're going to be doing, I guess you could say we're going to be doing, so from the 6th to the 14th, that's for the public. But for my special clients who will be able to get options from the 4th and the 5th, this way you'll be able to order things that will not be sold out by the time you want it, you know? So if you're looking to take advantage of this awesome offer, let me know, because I would absolutely love to share it with you, and make sure you have this, I would say. Yeah, I would absolutely love for you to know that this exists, because I think it's going to be an advantageous event that people are going to absolutely love. So yeah, those are really the quick things that I wanted to share with you all about the new event, the new event at Byredo Blanche. I really hope you all take advantage of it, because it's going to be absolutely awesome. And if you have any questions, you always know who to talk to. I'm a Layton the Scent God, and you already know this is Simply Put Scents. Before I go, though, I do want to share with you, I want to answer any questions you all might have. So yeah, Cheryl, they all get the lady. It doesn't get the lady, Jason. I love it. I'm an oversprayer too, Cheryl. Love it. Attention span, Blanche Absolu versus Acne Studios. So the difference between Blanche Absolu and Acne Studios: Blanche Absolu is not sweet. Blanche Absolu doesn't have a sweet fruit in it. Acne Studios is all about pear, and more pear. And the pear in that fragrance is uber sweet. And it kind of takes a while for the sweetness to die down, allowing the musk and the aldehydes to kind of like wash it out. This, however, sweet right out the gate. So an excellent option. This is not sweet at all. So an excellent option, in my opinion. A brilliant fragrance. I actually like both, but I do prefer Blanche, in my opinion. Acne might last longer, though. Yeah, Acne definitely lasts longer, but I really like the way Blanche smells. It likely will die down to a skin scent earlier than Acne, though. So definitely had to put you onto that. Um, yes, DS and Durga is definitely from Brooklyn. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for coming through. Um, oh, Cheryl has a Miami address. Hey, that's what I love to hear because I'm like, damn, Cheryl, I don't know how I'm gonna get some fragrances down in Trinidad, but I could definitely offer you some samples to your Miami address, and I think you sent that to me on WhatsApp, so I appreciate you. I'm definitely gonna get some stuff together and mail it to you ASAP. So I cannot wait for you to get that sample pack. It's gonna be doing some miles to get to you though, from New York to Trinidad, but I love that, But anyway, I have to thank you so much, Cheryl. So it would be an honor. Sorry we missed you, Jason, but next time, my guy. I hope you come to Bergdorf soon, though, because, man, I got some stuff to show you all. If you ever want to come to Bergdorf Goodman, just let me know. You can always reach out to me, again, at my cell phone at the store. And that's going to be 292-316-6315. That's my information. You can always reach out to me here, guys, and I'm always going to be available to you. It's an honor to serve you guys. I don't monetize my audience, but I am available if you need fragrances at Bergdorf's. But my focus and goal is not to sell to you. My goal is to put you on. And I thank you so much for joining this live. It was an absolute pleasure to share options with you. And yeah, guys, I hope you have an amazing rest of your night. And I'll be speaking to you guys next week, hopefully previewing some of my favorite spring fragrances that I want to share with you all. So yeah, we'll get back. So I hope you all are having a blessed one. I'll speak to you all soon. And again, if you have any questions or you'd like to get my opinions about things, I'd love to help. Have a blessed day, guys. I'm E, the Scent God, and this is Simply Put Scent. And I'm simply OUT. Peace.